Hello everybody and welcome back to another live research video on Twitch. This time we will be busting through the fight between Makhmud Muradov and Trevor Smith from UFC Washington. If you are watching this video or this live stream or whatever you want to call it after the fact on YouTube, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And this might not be the most exciting fight for you guys to watch a breakdown video of or a live research video of if you're on Twitch. Because obviously Makhmud Muradov is one of the biggest favourites on the card. In fact, he might be the biggest favourite on the card. He is just about equal with Joe Solecki. So, this obviously doesn't look like the most exciting fight. If we look at the odds on Muradov, currently around about a 1.30 favourite for an implied probability of 77%, which means to get any value here on Muradov, ideally you'd want to cap him at just over 80%. And if we look at the odds on Trevor Smith, currently around about a 3.50 underdog, which is plus 250 for an implied probability of 29%. Now, if you guys remember, we actually bet on Muradov in his UFC debut against Alessio Di Chirico, and he came through for us in a big way. He looked very, very good in his debut. I think we bet 2 units on him at around about 1.70, which is minus 130. So came through for us in a really big way. But he did slow down in that third round, and the third round was a little bit of a sweat for us. But we were obviously betting on Muradov as a short notice fighter. I think he took the fight against Di Chirico on like 2 or 3 weeks notice. Now, as it happens, one of the X factors we first got to discuss on this fight is that he is also taking this fight on short notice. If we look at Muradov's Instagram profile, we can see him here signing the contract on November 6th, which by the time the fight takes place on December 7th, means that Muradov will be taking this fight on around about a month's notice. Now, usually that wouldn't be ideal. Muradov did slow down in his debut against Alessio Di Chirico, but what I would say is that this probably won't matter in this matchup because Trevor Smith has got pretty bad cardio as well, which is no surprise. He's 38 years old. You know, father time is cruel, and at that stage in his career, you'd expect him to be slowing down against these young, hungry bulls that he's been fighting, like Elias Theodorou and Zach Cummins, who is not as old as he looks. So, Trevor Smith and Makhmud Muradov on paper might look like a dog or pass situation, but I am not sure, you know, based on the last few fights that I've watched. The only ones that I've watched so far were the fight against Di Chirico, and I watched Trevor Smith's last 4 fights. What I would say is, this is looking like a bit of a checkmate matchup for Smith from what I've seen, and Muradov might be one of those free money bets that you can throw into a parlay or an accumulator on this event, you know, which is quite handy because there's a lot of big favourites on this event, you know, guys like Tim Means, Joe Solecki, Werner Jandiroba. We have also got Song Yadong. You know, plenty of parlay partners for a guy like Makhmud Muradov to try and get a nice sweat-free bet. Nice sweat-free payday. And yeah, from what I've seen, it looks like a very easy fight for Muradov. Now, Trevor Smith is a former NCAA Division I wrestler, but again, at 38 years old, obviously his best days are behind him. And what I would say about Trevor Smith is that his offensive wrestling at this stage in his career isn't great. So a lot of his takedown entries, they come really high above his opponent's hips. So he does struggle to get in deep on their hips and put their back on the canvas. From what I've seen, Muradov's takedown defense pretty fucking good. Does a really good job of getting deep underhooks in play early. He's very athletic. He's very fast. He's very explosive. And one of the best, I guess one of the best parts about Muradov's takedown defense, which makes him so difficult to take down, is that he's very light on his feet. He never stops moving, and of course that is one of the reasons why he gassed out against Di Chirico. He's very light on his feet. He used loads of footwork. He's moving about a lot on the outside, but because of that footwork, because he's always moving, and because he's always threatening to land explosive counter knees when his opponent closes the distance, gets in on his legs on a takedown, it means that it's very difficult for a old, stiff, rigid wrestler at 38 years old like Smith to get in deep on a guy like Muradov, because his footwork it just makes it hard to tie him up, basically, and get close to him. So that's interesting. Obviously, like I say, not the most exciting fight, but the purpose of this video is to determine whether Muradov is going to be a decent parlay fodder, decent accumulator fodder, because, like I say, Trevor Smith, at 38 years old, hasn't really shown me anything in his recent fights that would make me think he's got a reasonably good chance of beating Muradov, unless Muradov completely were to slip on a banana skin and fuck up and make some huge catastrophic error. Of course, we don't bet on those kind of things unless the odds are ludicrous, and with Trevor Smith only being a 3.50 underdog plus 250, you're not getting a great deal. You are not getting a great deal at all. So let's dive into this fight. Just one more X factor I guess we should take into consideration is that you can see Muradov here wearing the Money Team hat. Here is Muradov wearing the Money Team t-shirt. And here you can see Muradov with the man himself, Floyd Mayweather. Now, you know Floyd Mayweather, Mayweather Promotions, Mayweather Sports. He's wearing the Mayweather Sports hat. He does sign fighters to his stable of athletes that he manages, that he promotes. And Muradov, interesting fact, as far as I know, this was the case up until the summer when he made his debut. As far as I know, Muradov is the only MMA fighter signed to Mayweather Promotions. And I think that's quite significant because, you know, people hate Mayweather. They love to see him fail. He's got a dark history. He's not a very popular guy. But whatever you think of Mayweather on a personal level, you can't deny the fact that he's an extremely intelligent man. You may disagree all you want, but there aren't many dumb billionaires out there. And Mayweather is not going to put his name and his brand and his support and his reputation behind someone that's shit. That's basically what I feel about it. So, you know, for Mayweather to take a chance on Muradov and really make Muradov the poster boy of the MMA branch of Mayweather Sports Promotions, he's got to see something in Muradov. And even if Mayweather doesn't know anything about MMA, even if Mayweather isn't, even if you don't respect Mayweather's knowledge of MMA, he's buddies with Dana White, and I'm sure he has got a lot of friends that do know a lot about MMA. He's got people that he employs that do know something about MMA, and yeah, for him to sign Muradov, probably a sign that Muradov's pretty fucking good. And I agree with him. From what I've seen, Muradov's amazing. Very high on him. Like I say, one of the hard rules that I've got, I've set myself loads of rules, and one of the hard rules that I've got is that I do not bet on fighters when they make their debut, because such a huge percentage of fighters lose when they make their debut. It's one of the reasons why I'm going to pass on Billy Quarantillo to be, when he's fighting Chris Fishgold on this next event. But I made him an exception for Muradov just because of how fucking good he looked. So what we're going to do now is enough of the chat. Let's go in and watch some of Muradov's past fights. Now, specifically, what I am looking for is evidence of his takedown defense, right? We want to see how he deals with guys who shoot in on him, and more specifically, how he deals with guys trying to take him down in the clinch. Because, like I said, at this stage in Trevor Smith's career, 38 years old, he's very stiff, he's very rigid. Most of his takedown attempts come from trips and throws in the clinch position. That's what we're going to be looking out for here. Yes, Mastered by Jazz, Trevor Smith does have amazing takedown defense. He is a former NCAA Division 1 level wrestler, but Muradov's a striker, so I don't think that's too relevant. This fight's really going to come down to whether or not Smith can take Muradov down and control him on the ground, because if the fight stays standing, Smith is going to get destroyed. His striker defense is pretty bad. He's got no power in his hands. Muradov will completely murk him if the fight stays standing. Muradov will win by total annihilation if the fight stays standing. So that's why we're just going to try and establish, how much chance Smith has got of getting Muradov to the ground and controlling him on the ground. And this is Makhmud Muradov's fight against Wendell Marquez Oliveira from back in July 2019. And also worth noting, Muradov's been a busy boy. He's already fought 5 times in 2019. So this fight against Trevor Smith will be his 5th fight of the year, which is pretty amazing. He's also had close to 30 pro fights, which means if we don't find any evidence of his takedown defense and ground game in his last 4 or 5 fights, we can certainly go further back in his career, Although early stage of his career was a bit ropey when he was learning his trade. But he's fought a lot of ex-UFC fighters. I'm pretty sure this guy, Wendell Oliveira, fought Darren Till. Am I crazy? Should we have a look? I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe it's a different guy. I'm pretty sure he fought Darren Till, though. Or am I going crazy? Yeah, he did. He fought Darren Till on a fight night card in Brazil a long time ago. It was a good fight. Till looked amazing. Right, let's go. Let's watch this fight. Unfortunately, from memory, watching Muradov, researching Muradov's UFC debut, which was been the last time I watched this fight, and also from my memory of Wendell Marcos Oliveira from when he was in the UFC, I think he's just a kickboxer. Don't think he's got any wrestling in him. In fact, I actually vaguely remember Darren Till taking Oliveira down and hammering him with ground and pound when they fought. Could be wrong, but that's my vague memories of that fight. And as you can see early on, very nice footwork from Muradov, although you would like to see him circle away from Oliveira's power left hand. He actually circled into it, and wow, Muradov actually initiating the wrestling here. Shoots a very nice deep double leg takedown. Easily puts Oliveira on his back or on his side. And here we see Muradov doing the same thing that we saw Billy Quarantillo doing. You know, moving to try and get himself in between the cage and Oliveira, so Oliveira can't use the cage to defend himself. Muradov working to take the back here. And you can see this guy's fucking good, man. This guy looks very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Very good. I did feel we left a little bit of money on the table on the last event where I said Charles Oliveira was free money. Of course, he knocked Jared Gordon out in that first round. Couldn't find anyone to parlay with him. Hopefully we can find someone to parlay with Muradov, because I just feel like Trevor Smith's got nothing for him at all. And I know the odds are steep. But I mean, realistically, what can Smith do? I don't know. I don't see. You know, you land that combination on a guy, 38-year-old fighter, the stiff, rigid, a grappler, no striking defense like Smith, you're going to knock him out. That's the reality of it. The chances of Muradov knocking Trevor Smith out, based on what I've seen, are very, very high. And Muradov, decent footwork, but he's actually circling, like I say, into Oliveira's power left hand, which is the wrong thing to do. He's got away with it. And of course, it won't be an issue. Oh, beautiful front kick there. It won't be an issue against Trevor Smith, because obviously Trevor Smith's got no striking, really, no power in his hands. We do know Oliveira was an explosive striker when he was in the UFC. Muradov taking some risks circling into that power left hand. I don't like that at all. But unlikely to cost him here. That's a low blow. Yeah, I do like it, Lee Dosis, man. Lee Dosis saying at the end of the day, if it's free money, a 30% return's a 30% return. You are right, dude. Sorry, dude, I haven't researched Colby versus Usman yet. Let's get through this Washington card, and then I will jump into that one. But I'm just very impressed by Muradov. I just think he's very good. We're not going to see his takedown defense tested here, though. So we're not going to be here all night, guys. I mean, we know Muradov's got a huge advantage when it comes to striking. We just want to see his takedown defense and grappling on display. So no point in watching him against kickboxers. We'll just fly through these fights to try and find evidence of his grappling. I mean, ground and pound, absolutely vicious. We would like to see a little bit of Muradov on his back as well, because Smith, with that NCAA Division 1 level background, is quite heavy if he does get his opponent down. Muradov looking pretty damn heavy from top position himself here, though. And when he lets his hands go, vicious ground and pound. I like Muradov, man. He's very good. Very, very good. Beautiful combinations. Ah, brilliant. I love it. I love it. I fucking love it. Oliveira is an explosive, heavy-handed kickboxer. And when Oliveira stood up there and he was kind of like, yeah, come on, let's go. Muradov didn't fall for that trap. What did he do? Change levels and put Oliveira right back on the ground. Beautiful. Beautiful ground game from Mr. Muradov. Very nice. Let's move on to the next fight. I want to see his takedown defense tested. I want to see how he looks off his back. Let's take a look, shall we? So Muradov this time in the white shorts. Uda trying to tie him up. All these fights we're going to be showing you are from 2019, guys. So Muradov looking pretty fucking strong again, but his opponent with appalling takedown defense, really. Muradov going to let him back up? Looks like he is. So does Uda try and tie him up here? Oh, beautiful flying knee from Muradov. So he's got a nice underhook on the right side. Instantly gets the underhook on the left side. Goes straight to the body lock. So that shows good takedown defense. Obviously, Uda didn't really put him in any danger. Wasn't close to getting a takedown. But Muradov showed that he knew it was important for him to get underhooks in play. And he went straight to the body lock, which is a good sign. Bearded infant, yeah, man. But we basically so far all we said is Muradov's looking like free money. To be fair, yeah. Kieran just said, what about a parlay with Muradov and Means at 1.86? I mean, Means is looking like a free money bet as well, even though he always finds ways to make life hard for himself. But 1.16, sorry, 1.86 minus 116. There's plenty of big favourites to potentially parlay with Muradov. I'm going to have to fly through some of these fights. Selecki, Jandiroba, and Means. I'm going to have to research these fights quickly, man. I'm going to have to get through these before I go to Paris. Like I say, Muradov's looking like free money, boys. You know me. If you've been with me for any period of time, you know that I don't usually like to bet on big favourites because MMA's such a crazy sport. But I'd be surprised if Smith... Oh my god. This guy's just fucking good, man. Look at this, boys. What even is this technique? I've never seen it before. It's like a flying... It's like a flying hook. What is that? Is that a flying hook? It's like something out of a fucking Jackie Chan movie. Watch. Giant... Okay, we went a bit too far back. Giant right hook. This is like something out of God of War. Right hook from fucking Kratos. Boom! And then what's this? Flying hook. He's fucking really nasty. Really nasty. Yeah, Hogride saying he Dan Hendo leap thing, the Dan Hendo leap thing that Dan Hendo did the Bisping. But I mean, what is that really? That's fucking vicious. That's what that is. But there's no fucking question that Muradov has a giant advantage over Smith when it comes to striking. Smith has nothing for him when it comes to striking. I just like watching Muradov. He's so fucking good. He is so fucking good, boys. I do like watching him. Right, we need to see his takedown defense test though. That's what we need. And I think his opponent is going to shoot in here. See how he deals with it. Very, very nice. Did a good job of clearing his legs. Didn't let his opponent get anywhere near his legs here. And this is very interesting. This is very, very interesting because remember what we said at the beginning of the video. Trevor Smith, 38 years old. yes, he's an former NCAA Division 1 level guy, but his takedowns have usually come quite high above his opponent's hips because he's quite stiff and rigid. Strolls are getting really deep on his hips these days. And notice that this geezer, Tato Primera, as he comes forward, he also comes in quite high on Muradov's hips. And look what Muradov does straight away with his hands. He's got his hands very low. And why is he doing that? Well, he's got his hands low so when his opponent does come in to try and tie him up and go for a takedown at hip height, his hands are already low to get underhooks in play. And of course, it's not going to cause him a problem having his hands down low against Trevor Smith. It's not like Trevor Smith can feint and come up top with shots, with strikes, like you'd see a Colby Covington, someone like that do. So he's got his hands low, and what happens as soon as his opponent looks to tie him up against the cage, he just basically swivels off and doesn't let his opponent get anywhere near his legs. Beautiful technique. Now, obviously, Trevor Smith is a much higher level wrestler than Tato Primera, but again, look what he's done straight away, keeping it. As soon as his opponent looks to close the distance, you see Muradov getting his arms down low, looking for those underhooks, and as soon as his opponent tied him up, he got 2 deep underhooks in play, which makes it very difficult for his opponent to get a hold of him and get anywhere near a takedown, and Muradov easily shuts it down. Again, Trevor Smith, yes, he's going to be a much higher level wrestler than this guy, but remember, I fucking hate it. You guys know what my pet hate is, when guys go, so-and-so sucks because he hasn't fought anyone. It's fucking bollocks. It doesn't matter who guys have fought. At the end of the day, you can tell how good someone is from the techniques they display in their fights, and the techniques that Muradov displays shows that he's pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good, if you ask me. Very, very fluid striking, great footwork. Looks like a pretty strong wrestler as well. And I mean, this guy's fucking vicious, man. Vicious. So I love it. I love Muradov's finishes. He is very creative, very dangerous. He's got that sniper style of striking. So accurate. And look at that. Walks his opponent right onto an uppercut. Beautiful. Let's watch another one. Diego Gonzalez. We're going to see any grappling in this fight. We're going to see any grappling. Let's just skim through. I believe we are. It's coming up. I think Gonzalez tries to get this fight to the ground. A nice takedown entry there. Muradov clears his legs. And do you know what I really like about what Muradov does? Every time his opponent tries to take him down, he punishes them. So you saw then Gonzalez shot a takedown. Muradov stuffed it, and then he swarmed him. Elbows, knees. Well, not taking any risks, not getting over aggressive, not exposing his legs to a reactive takedown. Just does a really good job of punishing his opponent. So you can imagine now, you know, Diego Gonzalez has shot a takedown, doesn't get anywhere near it, and for his trouble, he's eating some vicious elbows, some vicious knees, some vicious punches. Psychologically, imagine what that's going to do to Diego Gonzalez. He's going to be thinking, fuck me, I don't really want to shoot in again unless I can be sure I'm going to get this guy down, because that wasn't nice. Do you know what I'm saying? So it makes your opponent more reluctant to shoot takedowns, because every time you stuff their takedown, you punish them for it, you'll start to put them more and more into a defensive shell. So cool beans there from Muradov. Good shit. Let's see any more grappling here. I'm just going to scan through the thumbnails. See if Diego shoots any more takedowns. Again, we don't want to be here all night just watching kickboxing matches, because we know Muradov's got a giant advantage over Smith when it comes to striking. So that box is ticked. Remember, boys, time is money. No point in just watching loads of footage for the sake of it when we've already had questions answered. And let's be real. Smith's striking defense is so bad. He's so slow. He's so stiff. He's so rigid. So there's a good chance that Muradov just death shots him. It doesn't look like Diego's really gone back to the takedown after he was shut down in round 1. Doesn't look like there's much grappling in this fight. What goes on here? Looks like there might be a bit of a grappling exchange. 10 seconds left to go. Oh, beautiful flying knee. Oh, it's all kinds of vicious. Oh, Muradov is very good. Very, very good. Right, what's this fight? Against a guy called Sui. See what we got going on here. Any takedown attempts here? Muradov just looks like the kind of guy that's going to be a nightmare to take down, as he never stops moving, always gets underhooks in play early. He's explosive, he's fast. His offensive wrestling is very good, which is usually a sign that his defensive wrestling is pretty damn good as well. He's also trained at Ankos Poznan for a long time, where you can see just by their logo, predominantly grappling based gym in Poland. Some decent Polish grapplers out there. I think Boris Mankowski. Here we see a little bit of his offensive wrestling there. And also Joanna Jędrzejczyk's, is it Michael Maturla, strong wrestler, also trains at Ankos. So decent offensive wrestling from Muradov. Any defensive though is what we're more interested in. I see him defend some takedowns. Preferably see him on his back, although it looks like a fucking nightmare to put him on his back. More offensive wrestling here from Muradov. Gonna shoot a takedown here, I guess. And here, nice single leg. Let's go with it. What I would say about, I wouldn't worry too much. So a few of the guys in the live chat on Twitch just talking about Muradov slowing down in that third round against Alessio De Chirico. What I would say is I wouldn't worry too much about him gassing in his debut, because Trevor Smith has really bad cardio. So if I'm betting on cardio, Muradov's got a much better gas tank than Smith based on what we've seen. So here we see a little bit of Muradov's takedown defense on display. So we see Sui shoot a really nice deep double leg takedown here. So Muradov's doing some things correct, creating a wide base. Of course, because he is a big boy at 6'2", he's going to make it difficult for Trevor Smith to wrap his arms around him, around his legs, and complete a double leg. And we can see a little bit of that here. Sui is struggling to connect his hands together around Muradov's legs, and he's created an even bigger base here. Now, what you want to start to see Muradov do is get underhooks in play. We'll see if he does that. I can't see what he's doing on the left side because of the camera angle, but he's gone to an overhook on the right side. Excuse me, guys, sorry about that. Now he's fighting for an underhook on the left side. He gets it. Now he's going to fight for an underhook on the right side, I would presume, or he's still going to the overhook. Takedown defense looking alright. Obviously, he's not defending a takedown from an NCAA Division 1 level wrestler, but again, Smith is 38 years old. There he gets that second underhook in play, disengages. Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright. Okay, didn't learn a lot about his takedown defense there. Let's delve a little bit deeper. See if this fight's available. And again, we're just looking for grappling, right? Nice deep double leg entry. Puts Topalski on his ass. Suplex City. His opponent's on his back, gets in on a single leg, gets out of danger. Trevor Smith's not really the kind of... he's not fast enough to make Muradov pay for a little mistake like that, giving his back up. You could just tell by the way Muradov's working in these grappling exchanges that he's going to be a strong wrestler. Just want to see his opponent fight back, I guess. Put him in a bad position, put him on his back. But we're not fucking seeing it, boys, so far. He's just starching everyone. It's fucking vicious, man. Look at this ground and pound, man. Imagine a 38-year-old man underneath this fucking beast. He's good. He is very good. Very, very good. Alright, let's see if we get anything here, shall we? Just fucking violence. Let's have a look. Now, we don't want to go too far back in his career. So we'll go back to sort of like 2017. We don't want to go further back because obviously he's only 29 years old. He's going to be making big improvements from fight to fight. We don't want to go back like 4 years in his career because that won't tell us, that won't tell us anything really. He's going to have improved a lot since then. But he looks good, man. Looks very good. And I don't know what flag this is. What nation is this? He's from... Usually if you roll your mouse over it, Uzbekistan. Cool. And like I say, at the moment it's a bit of an assumption, right, that Muradov's takedown defense and ground game's good. But generally speaking, when a guy is a very good offensive wrestler, which Muradov clearly is, tends to be a pretty good defensive wrestler as well. Of course, there are cases like Fishgold, where Fishgold is very weak off his back, but with how athletic and explosive Muradov is, I just can't see this guy being shit off his back. It just wouldn't add up. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's an anomaly. But it would be unlikely. It would be really unlikely. But does his opponent get in on a body lock here? Let's take a look. And Gucci also just reminding us, a few guys have been bringing up in the live chat. Okay, so very, very nice level change there from his opponent. Did you see that? Very, very nice level change on a deep double leg here. And Muradov showing very strong hips to step it. There it is, very, very nice strong hips. He's got that underhook in play on the left side as well. Muradov's takedown defense is decent, It's decent. Strong in the clinch. And Gucci also just saying that we gotta remember octagon jitters are a real thing. There was a lot of hype behind Muradov coming into the UFC. Maybe that's why he gassed out in that third round against Chirico. Maybe it was an adrenaline dump. He was taking the fight on like 2 weeks' notice, though. Do you know what I mean? You can't be too harsh on him. At the end of the day, it's not easy stepping up on short notice. So I think we get another deep takedown attempt here. A little bit of capoeira there from Ramirez. I think Ramirez gets in on a body lock in a sec. Let's see how Muradov deals with this. Very nice level change. Deep double leg take. Look at that. fucking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I like what I see. Let's slow this down a little bit and go frame by frame, because it's absolutely magical what Muradov does. And this is a very good case for illustrating the point that when people say, oh, he hasn't fought anyone, it's so fucking dumb. Because you can see from the techniques that fighters display how good they are. And let's just roll this and have a quick look at this to show everything that Muradov does right when defending this takedown. So, bit of flim-flam there. Muradov sees it coming from a mile away and blocks. But this is a very nice level change coming up from Ramirez. So, the level change comes here. So, Muradov throws the right hand. Ramirez sees it coming, changes levels on a takedown attempt, right? So, Muradov has been caught with his hand in the motherfucking cookie jar right here. He's got way too aggressive and he's walked right into a takedown. Now, Muradov's in a very, very bad position here because all his momentum's coming forward. Ramirez has got momentum coming the other way. To get that takedown, he's running right onto a takedown, and because Muradov's overcommitted so much, Ramirez has been able to change levels and get in deep on his hips. Muradov's in a horrible position here to be taken down. It doesn't matter how good of a wrestler Ramirez is, gravity states that Muradov is in a terrible position right now. But let's see what he does here. At this point where he realizes the mistake that he's made, he realizes that he's overcommitted, he instantly starts to think about defending this takedown. So we see Ramirez in on a very nice single leg here, and watch what Muradov does. So initially he thinks about trying to grab a hold. He's thinking about trying to create a switch here and hit a reversal and basically wind up rolling Ramirez and ending up on top. But when he realizes that ain't open to him because his arm, I'm trying to point to the screen, it's fucking stupid. When he realizes that's not open to him, because in order to do that, he would have to take his left arm, reach around and grab Ramirez's right leg, and he realizes he can't do that because Ramirez is in far too tight on him and he's driving through and he doesn't have time to do it. What he's now going to try and do is turn into Ramirez and clear his legs so that Ramirez can't get hold of a deeper body lock or chain into a double leg takedown. Watch what he does here. Absolutely beautiful. He slowly starts to turn into Ramirez, gives his back up, and watch what he starts to do. Again, I'm pointing to the screen, I'm really sorry. Watch what he starts to do here with his right shoulder. You'll see him start to turn into Ramirez. Turning, and then what does he do? Now keep a close eye on his left arm. Immediately goes to the underhook, deep underhook there, bam. Okay, he's got the underhook on the left side. Now he goes the underhook on the right side, and absolutely beautiful. Turns into Ramirez and now clears his legs and stuffs the takedown beautifully. Absolutely picture perfect, magical shit from Muradov. Very, very nice takedown defense indeed. Absolutely fucking beautiful, in fact. I am liking the look of Muradov's takedown defense a lot. Very athletic, very, very quick thinking, great balance, nice, deep, tasty underhooks as well, which are my favourite kind of underhook. And let's just keep going. Let's just watch a few more of his fights. Why not, right? We're all friends. Let's see if we can discover anything else about, oh shit, let's see if we can discover anything else. What have I done here, boys? I am having an absolute mare. Sorry about this. Let's see if we can figure out anything else about Muradov's takedown defense while we're at it. Is this fight available? Yes, it is. Let's scan through this one. Where are we? Alright, let's scan through. Okay, any takedowns, any grappling here? Little bit of grappling. Looks like Muradov, the guy taking him down, though. Very nice level change, Mr. Muradov. And have you noticed, when he gets on top, never gives up top position. None of his opponents have got anywhere near a reversal on him, which is super nice. He's just a fucking beast. Simple as that. Love how all his fights are available online as well. Shout out to whoever's promoting this guy, man, or wherever promotions he's been fighting in. All his fights are available online. Right, takedown coming up. And it must be so hard to get into a rhythm against Muradov, because every time he's got you thinking about the striking, then he goes to his wrestling. He's a fucking beast, man. He is a fucking beast. Right. Wow, this went to a decision. Please tell me that someone gave this boy trouble. Oh no, I've done it again. Sorry, boys. Let's copy that. No, that's not the fight we want, is it? No, this is not the fight we want. I don't know if this one's available. We're on a good run. But this one might not be available. Oh, maybe we do have it. We do. Muradov in the black shirts. Again, boys, look, I know he's not fighting a very high-level opponent. I know that Zoran Dodd is probably not great, but again, look what happens. As Zoran Dodd comes in to close the distance on this takedown entry, what does Muradov do? Gets two nice deep, not that, it does get underhooks in there, but in about 30 seconds time, you see Zod try and tie him up again, and straight away he goes the two real nice deep underhooks. You'll see it any second now. I think about 4-minute mark in this round. Beautiful counter uppercut slash jab. There is a bit of both, wasn't it? Jab thrown from an uppercut position. Watch. Any second now. Where's the entry? Show me. There. You see, as soon as Zod comes forward to tie Muradov up, look where Muradov's arms are. Look how low they are. His left arm's here, his right arm's here. And that means as his opponent comes in, he can get underhooks in play. It just becomes really fucking difficult to take him down. Early underhook on the left side again. Look, there it is. Underhooks all day long. It's fucking basic, but it works so well. And I think Trevor Smith's going to have his hands full because of it. Muradov just sticks to the basics. Good balance. Strong underhooks. Very, very nice. And we've got crazy buffer issues, but we're back now. Very confident in his single leg takedown defense. He'll give his opponent the single leg so he can work on clearing his other leg and getting underhooks in play. Very, very nice. Very nice. Even in positions like that where he does get taken down. So I'll show you a little something else that Muradov's done, which is very good here. So here, this is a 50-50 position. How often do we see fighters in this position where, you know, you're either going to see Muradov working, jump on top of his opponent, establish top position, or we're going to see Zoran Dodd, jump on top of Muradov. Because if we look at this position, you can see Dodd's, this is going to be Dodd's right arm here, right? Dodd's right arm around the back of Muradov's head. So Dodd's actually in a strong position to control Muradov's head and actually end up in top position. You see here, I can't actually see if Muradov's got a hold of Zoran Dodd's right leg, which might have made it a bit more difficult for Dodd to explode into top position. But Muradov's in a bad position here. Usually this would be like a 50-50 position where either guy could end up on top. But I'm actually going to call this like a 60-40 position because of Dodd's hand position here on the back of Muradov's head. He's in a strong position, like I say, to control the head and end up on top position. But the key thing that Muradov does here, which is brilliant, keep an eye on what Muradov does with his right leg. Not his left leg, his right leg. Watch this. Instantly, he looks to slide his right leg away from Dodd. Here it comes, and he goes to his knees. So now, Dodd can no longer use the head control to work into top position because Muradov has cleared his legs. And because he's cleared his legs, that's just going to enable him to stand back up. And that head control is no longer significant. So it's all these tiny little technical details that Muradov does is the difference in these scramble positions. He's just very fucking good. Just very, very, very fucking good. Very impressed with Muradov. I like what I see, boys. At the end of the day, look, right? At the end of the day, I will say this. People out there are going to say, fucking, look, you're stating the obvious. Muradov's a big favourite. Obviously, this is a bad matchup for Trevor Smith. But at the end of the day, if you go out and bet every single big favourite in MMA, in UFC, you're probably going to lose a lot of money over the long term because MMA is a crazy, unpredictable sport where anything can happen. You've got to pick your spots. And because MMA is such a crazy, unpredictable sport, I'm not usually a fan of betting heavy favourites, but every once in a while, you run into a situation where you find a checkmate matchup, where unless something absolutely insane happens, one fighter is not going to lose. And like my good friend, one of my elite members, Lee Dosis, has reminded us in the live chat on Twitch, at the end of the day, if you bet on Muradov, you're getting a 30% return on your money. Guys invest in the S&P 500 for an entire year and they're happy with a 7 or 8% return. So 30% seems pretty fucking good to me for a very minimal return. Now, personally, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Muradov. We had a case like this last week on the Charles Oliveira versus Jared Gordon fight where I told you guys in the breakdown videos last week that Charles Oliveira was pretty much free money. I will say it here. I think Muradov's pretty much free money. Smith may be able to do something. Maybe Muradov significantly underperforms, maybe he comes in injured, I don't know, something crazy might happen, but based on what we've seen, Muradov is pretty close to free money, should be a nice easy winner, should be a nice free leg to throw into your parlays or your accumulators this weekend. That's personally how I feel about this fight. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with Muradov. I probably won't bet him straight. I don't know. Hopefully going to be able to find a parlay partner with him. We'll have a look at these fights. Selecki, Wyman, Souza, Jandiroba, and Means versus Alves to see if there's a decent parlay partner. Maybe have a look at Song Yadong against Cody Stamen as well. But yeah, man, that Muradov should win easily. Yeah, he's a big favourite. His odds reflect that, but you know, what percentage chance can you really give Smith of winning this fight? If he stays standing, he's going to get murked. And it doesn't look like he has a very good chance of getting this fight to the ground. So he basically has no path to victory. And it's in these sorts of situations where, you know, you can cap a fighter into the 80 to 85 to 90% range, because realistically, you know, unless Muradov is coming in with an injury, unless he gets injured in the fight or disqualified, something like that, it's significantly unlikely he's going to lose, because Trevor Smith has no power in his hands. There's very, very little chance of a flash KO from Smith. I would say much less than a 5% chance actually of Trevor Smith KOing Muradov. And you know, Smith isn't really a submission grappler either. If we look at his record, he's just a decision machine. You know, when was the last time Smith finished anyone? It would be, you know, way back in BXC1 against Alexandre Moreno. You can see here, you know, Smith has never actually finished anyone in the UFC, and this will be his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be his 12th fight in the UFC, and he's never finished anyone. So is he realistically going to finish Muradov? Maybe he might. Anything can happen in MMA, but it's statistically very, very unlikely. So at the end of the day, the way I look at bets like this is, if Muradov does slip on a banana skin and lose, oh well, that's why they call it fucking gambling. But it should be a nice little 30% return on your money with this one. So with that, guys, that brings us to the end of this live research session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any questions for me, though, about this fight or about anything, if you want to ask me anything, drop it on the Twitch live chat now in the next couple of minutes while I scan back through the previous messages. And if you don't want to ask me anything, that'll be it for this one, and we'll call it a night. But I'll just scan through all the messages on Twitch, make sure I've got to everyone. Also, guys, let me know what you think of my Christmas tree and my assortment of Funko Pop Christmas figures. Going to Disneyland next week, probably. I haven't decided yet. We're in Paris for a week. We might go to Disneyland for a couple of days. We'll see. Take the little man. He's going to be pretty pissed off having to walk around loads of museums. So the least we can do is take him to smash some roller coasters for a couple of days. So we might end up with a few more of them for the next video. Not the next video, actually, because if you want me to put out a video for Overeem versus Rosenstruck, you have to hit the like button below. If we get enough like buttons, if we get enough likes on this video, we will do a video for Overeem against Rosenstruck before I head off to Paris on Tuesday night. But those likes need to be in, boys, by 10 PM Monday night. That'll be my cut-off. People talking about putting their whole bankrolls on Muradov. I'm glad. Let me know, boys, what you think. Let me know in the comments on YouTube. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, what do you think? Do you think it's silly to bet Muradov at these odds, or do you think it's justified? Let me know on Twitch as well, on the Twitch live chat. Do you think it's justified to bet Muradov at these odds, or do you think it's too risky? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Lee Dosis on about sticking $1,000 on Muradov for an easy £300 profit. Gucci Sniper saying, has Trevor Smith faced anyone as good as Muradov and his decision wins? I mean, look, guys, he got knocked out by Taylor's latest. That should tell you all you need to know about Smith's striking defense. No, definitely hasn't fought anyone as good as Muradov. Lee Dosis 123 has said, are you worried that this video is going to smash the odds on Muradov? Yes, mate. That is why I'm going to research the fight between Tim Means and Thiago Alves, and Joe Selecki against Matt Wyman, and Livia Souza against Jan Diroba before I put this on YouTube. Sorry to be a twat, but skills pay the bills, man. Skills pay the bills, and I need to try and get my own bet in on Muradov before I share with the world. So gotta take care of the VIP and elite members on my website as well. So yeah, before we bust this up on YouTube, I will see if we've got any decent parlay partners for Muradov. Oh, Solar Cowboy, man, we don't have Thanksgiving in the UK. So we don't have those kind of rules on Christmas decorations. When is Thanksgiving anyway, man? I'm not too sure. Quastradamus saying he thinks 3 units is fair on Muradov. Craig O'Mac saying, are you back in Brock tonight at minus 400? Brock. Who do you mean, Brock? There's no MMA tonight, is there? Sorry, dude. I don't know who you mean, man. Brock Lesnar. Oh, no. Is he... Oh, is it WWE tonight? That was a blast from the past. I don't really follow WWE anymore, man, but... Is Brock Lesnar fighting tonight? Who's he fighting? This dude looks scary. I don't know. Master by Jazz saying Jan Diroba has accurate odds. The one thing about Jan Diroba, I haven't researched the fight between Jan Diroba yet, but what I will say is, one thing you guys might want to think about is Livia Renata Souza has pretty bad cardio, and she's taking this fight on short notice, I believe. Yeah. So Jan Diroba was originally supposed to fight Courtney Casey. I don't know when this fight was announced. Let's have a look. See how much time how much time Souza's had to prepare. Alright, that's not so bad. So it looks like so this article is posted on the 31st. So that looks like Jan Diroba. So that looks like Souza's gonna have around 5 weeks to prepare, which isn't ideal, but it's not the end of the world either. Remember, Sousa does have bad cardio, so whenever she's taking a fight on short notice, it's not great. I can't remember too much about Jandiroba, you know. Oh, actually, I vaguely remember loads of really sloppy grappling exchanges in this fight against Carla Esparza, and Esparza just winning most of more of the exchanges and ending up on top at the end of 2 of the 3 rounds. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have a look at that after this, actually. Lee Dosis, man. Thanks a lot, dude. I love Paris, dude. We go there most Christmases, man. I can't wait, mate, just to get away. This weekend is like one of the few weekends with no MMA at all, so I'm looking forward to having a quick break. Because, boys, I'm having a break now. This 3-week break, make the most of it, because in December, the schedule in December is fucking ridiculous. Check this out. We are going to be busy as fuck in December. So we've got 3 UFC events in December. Then we've got a KSW event on December 7th. And we've also got, if we look at Bellator, and of course I'm only looking at the events that I'll be live betting, we've also got 3 Bellator events. So in December, we've got 3 Bellators, 3 UFCs, and 1 KSW. That is fucking chaos. So make the most of this break, guys. That's why I'm going to go and get fucking balls deep in Mickey Mouse. That wasn't the right thing to say. Maybe balls deep in Minnie Mouse? I don't know. Balls deep in something. Balls deep in Disney. Balls deep in the Eiffel Tower and shit. And all that. And snails. All that shit. Next week. Because December's going to be mad. December's going to be absolutely mad with all the MMA we've got coming up. Well, I am enjoying the break right now. And for all of you that are waiting to join that waiting list for the elite memberships as well, I will be sorting out the waiting list before that Washington card. I fucking promise you, it is coming. It is definitely coming. And then I'll start working on the members area of the website for the break we got in January. Oh, Mastered by Jazz. Just saying that he's done a breakdown on the forums for Sousa against Jandiroba. Let's have a look, man. Let's read it out right now. Mastered by Jazz has done a breakdown for us, so let's read it out right now. It's great to see you too as well, Chubia. Let's have a look. Mastered by Jazz has broken this fight down. Let's take a look. So he's saying, is this you, dude? Let us know. Is this you, man? It's great to put a face to the name Mastered by Jazz. Let us know, dude. But so for... let's get him up, shall we? Let's get him up. This is a very, very light breakdown from me. I can't remember too much about Jandiroba at all. But Olivia Renata Sousa, so Mastered by Jazz has said she's negative attributes, not a technical striker, poor takedown defense. She's happy in guard, so I guess it means she's just too happy on her back, shows no urgency, and she's taking the fight on short notice. Positive, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. She hits hard, decent top game, good offensive wrestling, good cardio. That's interesting because from memory I thought she had bad cardio. So I might be wrong there because you've researched the fight and I haven't. But from memory, I thought Olivia Renata Sousa's got bad cardio. But I could be wrong. I haven't researched it. You did. I would take your word for it over mine, dude. Good pace. Again, I'm not sure about that because from memory she's got bad cardio, but I don't know. I'll have to look into it. And 5-round experience. Yes, she was the Invicta FC strawweight champion. She fought Janaisa Mirandin for the title, I think. And is this a title fight? No. Alright, so she only fought in 1 title fight, was it? 2 title fights against Angela Hill. Deanna Bennett as well. Yeah, she's got, wow, Katja Kankampa as well. Loads of 5-round title fight experience. Fucking hell, another one, Camila Lima. Fucking hell, man. She's got a lot of 5-round title fight experience. So good point, Mastered by Jazz, dude. And then for Jandiroba, negative attribute. She gives up her back, which could be bad news against the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and no KO power. Positive attributes: good cardio, good pace, good volume, good footwork and accuracy. Submission artist, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, great judo, excellent get-ups and escapes and scrambles, high-level bottom and top grappling positions, decent takedown defense, and 5-round experience. So obviously it sounds like Jandiroba's a good bet here, but remember that comes at a cost because she is a big favourite. So she's giving up her back and stuff. It's not good, is it? So let's have a look. Advantages. Sousa's got the power advantage. Sousa potential submission advantage due to Jandiroba's judo throws that expose her back. Jandiroba significant grappling advantage. Ooh, that's interesting if both girls are grapplers. Jandiroba slight striking advantage because a flash KO is not very likely because of Sousa's sloppy strikes. Jandiroba's got an advantage in the clinch. So it sounds like Jandiroba's got an advantage everywhere. But maybe she just gives her back up a bit, which could get her into trouble. So implied odds 70-30 in favour of Jandiroba. Your odds 65-35 in favour of Jandiroba. So what Mastered by Jazz is basically saying is Jandiroba's better everywhere, but that comes at a cost, and the odds are pretty much accurate. So good shit. Good shit, Mastered by Jazz. Thanks a lot for doing that, dude. Thanks very much, mate. But yeah, good to see you as well, man. Good to put a face to the name. Nice one, Mastered by Jazz, dude. Thanks a lot. Yes, sounds all good, man. The only thing I'm not sure about is Sousa's cardio. I thought she had bad cardio, but if she's been in so many 5-round title fights, maybe she doesn't. I'm probably wrong. You're probably right there, dude. We'll have to see, because I mean, she's won these 5-round title fights, right? That was a split decision. It's not like she had bad cardio. She wouldn't be winning decisions, would she? Surely. So yeah, I'm probably wrong on that. We'll take a deep dive into it and have a look. Yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I got a bit of a headache now. I got to find out what we're going to do with Muradov. I want to do something with him. I felt like we left money on the table last week because I knew Charles Oliveira was free money and I didn't do anything with it. I knew he was a big favourite, but at the end of the day, when it's a checkmate fight, when a fighter's virtually got no chance of losing, even a 25-30% return is better than nothing. I just didn't find anyone I wanted to parlay with him. I left money on the table there, which is a bit frustrating. But Muradov's a similar kind of bet. Hopefully we'll be able to find something to do with him this week to cash in on it. I know he's a big favourite, but at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? It's all about money, right? It's all about making money. It's not about being the smartest guy in the bar. Who cares about betting on guys at big favourite odds? At the end of the day, it's fucking money in it. That's all we care about. That's all we're here for. So that is going to be it for this live stream, boys. Thank you all very much. And remember, if you do want me to put out that Rosenstruck Overeem video before I go to Paris, hit the like button. If we get enough likes by 10 PM on Monday night, we will smash it out. But nice one, guys. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon.